everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.
Hey everybody! Welcome to season 3 of what, Jeej?
A little something extra.
With who?
The DG.
Okay, with Nancy Gianni too, and who else?
And Franco.
And Franco too.
Behind
Franco's
the
here
scenes.
too, behind the scenes, but we'll pull him out.
Yep, we're
So-
changing things up a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
are. What do you guys think? Do you like our new set? This is our new set. We're very excited about it. I'm actually more excited about our first guest. Our first guests of season 3 are like 2 of my favorite people. So I'm beyond excited to talk about them. Jeej, do you want to say who they are?
Sure.
Who is it?
It's John Crazy Socks.
That's right. John and his dad, Mark, from John's Crazy Socks. We are beyond excited to have these guys and so blessed and honored. We see them on the road. We see them out there. We see them all over the world talking about their crazy socks, which I love. I'm just amazed. I love what Mark, as a dad, has kind of been that mentor to John, and John has grown into being this entrepreneur. So, Franco, you kick us off. Tell us about them, because I want to get them in here and get this party started.
Sure. So, John and Mark Cronin are a father-son team that created John's Crazy Socks, which I'm sure many of you know about, a social enterprise with a mission to spread happiness. They bootstrap their business into the world's largest sock store. John is not only a business owner, but he has Down syndrome as well. Every day, Mark and John show what people with different abilities can do. More than half their colleagues have a differing ability, and they show their gratitude through their Giving Back program that they have raised nearly $700,000 for through their charity partners. And most of all, they are spreading happiness one pair of socks at a time. So, John and Mark, welcome on in.
Woo!
Thank you very much. It's really great. I'm on this podcast with you, and I really appreciate having on your show.
It is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's like we've climbed the mountain. There's Gigi and Nancy and Franco from Gigi's Playhouse and their worldwide empire.
Oh, that's so awesome. You guys, we are so excited to have you on here. And John, as you know, you are such an inspiration to people all over the world, brother. I am so beyond proud of you.
We have to watch this inspiration stuff.
Oh, yes. Yes. There, you guys have a lot of stuff to watch. So that's where I want to start. Tell us about where you're at today, but also I want to hear back from the beginning, Mark, where this all began. I also want to hear a little bit about when John was born. So I'm looking for everything, brother.
Well, we could talk about when John was born. Why don't we really go back to
Let's
the
do
beginning?
it. Let's do it.
It's something that still motivates us, and it's a core part of the story. So John was born in the middle of the night, an emergency C-section,
Oh.
and we did not know that John was going to have Down syndrome. Here's how we found out. The covering OB came in to my wife and myself and said, "I'm so sorry. I have bad news for you. It appears that your son may have a slight case of Down syndrome."
Oh my goodness.
And unfortunately, too many parents, that's how they hear things.
Absolutely.
And you guys know, you get Down syndrome by having a little bit extra, right? All of us humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes.
Yeah.
You have an extra 21st chromosome.
Yeah, I'm an extra love.
Extra love.
Extra love, baby. I love it. I love it.
Certain characteristics that everybody shares,
Sure.
facial, intellectual challenges, low muscle tone. One I point out to people, if you look at the palm of your hands, you got 3 creases. People with Down syndrome only have 2. Who cares?
Right.
But also, and you know from everything you've run, it can bring medical challenges. So John, like about 10% of people born with Down syndrome, was born with an incomplete intestine. Day 3 of his life, he needed intestinal bypass surgery.
Oh, wow.
A Catholic priest into the hospital to baptize him.
Wow.
Because we didn't know if he could survive the operation. And about 50% of people born with Down syndrome, John was born with a significant heart defect. He had 2 holes in his heart. His little heart couldn't keep up. He wasn't gaining any weight. And before he was 3 months old, I held my boy in my arms. He was in full congestive heart failure, literally turning blue. Open heart surgery. Again, we didn't know if he could survive the operation, but he couldn't live without it.
Right.
And then as he was growing up, John couldn't talk. He learned sign language to communicate, used the assistive voice device. So it's always this question, that you and Gigi have, right? What chance did that baby have in our world? What could be coming? And just like Gigi, the answer is grow up to change the world.
Absolutely.
John, now, well, you started John's Crazy Socks,
Yes, I did.
and that's now the world's largest sock store. We've spoken twice at the United Nations,
Yes, we did.
testified twice at Congress,
Yes, we did.
and we have to add, we weren't subpoenaed either time. And John's been named EY Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yes, it did.
And that's that every day. And let's go show the possibilities.
Absolutely.
Go show what's inside each of us and each person we meet. So that's a little bit where John came from. But the story of John's Crazy Socks, you want to tell that?
So that,
We do that well, right?
yes.
Got to go back to the fall of 2016.
Oh.
Story starts in a small log cabin in the woods.
No.
No.
You had me, Mark. I was like, what? Where is this going to go? You definitely had me going.
It starts here on Long Island, suburban Long Island, outside New York City. And where were you?
I was at a Huntington High School. That's going to be my last year of school.
Ah.
And you know this, but folks out there may not. If you have a disability, you can stay in the school system until you turn 21. But so John was going to be turning 21. This would be his last year, like everybody else. He's going to go over that 21-year-old cliff. And like everybody else, John's trying to figure out what comes next.
What's next?
I'm 21 also.
Yes.
You're a youngin' still.
Yep.
What were you looking at? What were you considering?
I look at school program and job. I can't find a career option I do like.
Yep.
Couldn't fit
Couldn't
into
find
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, we
I
hear
hear
that.
that. We hear that. Yes.
This is unfortunately reality. New York, you think about the usual suspects, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, lots of programs. But those programs, many of them are just like daycare. We'll keep you busy.
Zero expectations. Yes.
And,
And
then
zero
other
growth.
states, again, the usual suspects, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, they have nothing. And the numbers tell the story. The unemployment rate for people with a disability is twice the national average, but the real numbers, only 1 in 5 people with a disability is employed. It's awful.
It's awful.
But John here, you're a natural entrepreneur.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, Dad.
You didn't see a job you wanted, what you said.
I said I want to create one. I want to make one. I told my dad I want to go to Benin with him. And nice father and son Benin together.
So I'm a lucky man.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I have 3 sons, and this is one I could work with.
Yes, I am.
So now we have to figure out, what type of business would we run?
Right.
And John had a lot of ideas.
I do. I speak out my ears.
Gigi, I bet you have ideas all the time.
All the time.
They're not always good ideas. What was one of your ideas?
One of them is a food truck. I shot a crazy recall chef. I one of the actor John Farrow. It's a movie about a father and son buying a food truck.
It's a great movie.
I like it. Yes.
You guys make the perfect grilled cheese too?
Oh yeah, I love great beef.
You like that? You like your hot dog? You know, and, so think about it. Everybody loves eating at a food truck, and we're thinking, what could we make? Where would we put it? But we ran into a problem.
We can't cook.
Yeah, we can't.
That is a problem if you want a food truck.
Are we good at eating?
We're good at eating. But
If you make grilled cheese, put some tomato soup in it. That's good too.
Oh, yeah, with grilled cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
That would definitely help.
Yes.
But then right before the U.S. Thanksgiving, John had his
I have plenty ideas.
eureka moment, right?
It did. I want to start crazy socks. Wild socks. It's fun.
Yep.
It's colorful. It's creative.
Yes.
It's always let me be me. I want crazy socks all my life.
That is awesome.
I'm looking for these.
Yeah,
socks.
we did.
So what we figured, if John loved them that much, surely other people would too.
Totally.
Find our tribe. So we decided, let's go test this idea. We went the lean startup route, right? We didn't take the time for the detailed business plan.
Right.
We said, get something up and running, and customers will let us know.
Totally.
So we built a website, a simple website.
We did.
We got it. We got some inventory. We were bootstrapping. You know, see, with what you have, we once got asked by a student, what exactly does bootstrapping mean? It means you have no money. You know, you got to make do.
Totally.
So-
Yes.
So the only marketing we did was to set up a Facebook page, and I would take out my cell phone, and we made videos. And who do you think was in those videos?
I am.
Got a catchphrase?
Yeah, they do. It's socks, more socks.
And what day did we open?
We opened on Friday, December 9th, 2016.
Wow. I didn't realize it was,
We didn't know what to expect.
of course.
42 orders that first day.
Wow.
Most of them were local.
Yeah.
Which you were in Huntington High School.
Yeah, they did.
We lived in the town of Huntington. We had temporary office space there. So how did we deliver those first orders?
I hope they would feed. We get red boxes. I put a sock in the box. I put my penalized, like I know I wrote, and I put candy. I heard the pieces.
Right?
Love it.
And loaded up the car and drove around, and you delivered socks.
Yeah, they did. And a customer response. They love the socks. I took a picture with me and the customer and a box of socks and share it on social media. Really, I get a spread.
Excellent
That's
marketing,
perfect.
brother. Excellent.
We
Thank
had
you.
customers ordering again just to get John to come back to their door.
Oh, totally. Yes. Yes.
Families were waiting, and there were some funny moments, right? It was just the two of us.
Yeah.
So we'd be out there after 10 o'clock at night, and John's knocking on doors. There's John.
We're here.
To me.
So by the end of that month, really 2 weeks till Christmas, we had shipped 452 orders.
Wow.
We didn't know how fast it would grow. And now today, a little more than 7 years later, how many socks do we have?
We have 4,000 different kinds of socks, which means that I am the world's largest stock shop.
Right?
Woo!
That is
We've been able to
Crazy.
create 34 jobs. 22 of are held by people with different abilities.
It's awesome.
We've now shipped 450,000 orders to 88 different countries, raised over $700,000 for our charity partners.
It's awesome.
Just like you know, what do you say, John?
I'll just say I'm just get started.
Just getting
That's
getting
right,
started.
baby. That's right. Us too. You guys, that is, you know what? I really didn't know that full story. I love the full story. And I'm so glad you guys that you shared it with us. And I got to learn a little bit more about John too. He likes the food trucks.
So when you guys were starting the business, what was your like way of being able to do these socks? Because I know now you guys have so many different custom socks that you guys.
Well, and the quality too. That was my other question, because I
Yeah.
think that's the important thing is like, you know, a lot of times when people think they're going to start up this business, they're just going to, you know, let's do something quick. Order these socks just because we're going to put this design and have John there. But you do have to have the quality if you're going to have that consistency and have people continue to reorder. It can't
You know,
just
at
be.
some point, we could talk about, you know, our mission. What's our mission?
I spray happiness.
And our 5 pillars.
Woo!
One of those pillars is socks you can love in any business.
Yeah.
Think about the way you run Gigi's Playhouse. You got to deliver the goods.
Absolutely.
So we have to have a great website.
Absolutely.
We have to have great selection. The product has to be great. We have over 30,000 5-star reviews.
That's awesome.
The service has to be great.
Service is everything.
Same-day shipping. We do better shipping than Amazon. Jeff Bezos over at Amazon, he's not putting
I
a thank
never
you note
was
in
thinking
candy.
that came.
Right.
But when we get started, right, you're just starting off, right away we encountered a catch-22. We identified some suppliers that had good quality socks we wanted to sell. We're going to sell other people's socks. They didn't want to sell to us because they said you don't have any customers. When you have customers, come back. Well, if you won't give me any socks,
The product, how am I going to, yes, right.
So we had a little bit of inventory. We didn't know how much we would sell. But here's also, you know, one of the, you know, the challenges when in any organization, any business, it's not a question, will things go wrong? It's only a question of when.
Right.
Because they,
Yes.
well, so we opened on a Friday. By that Saturday night, we were running out of inventory.
Awesome.
So where do you get socks on a Saturday night?
We go around every Kmart around Southern County.
We went to every Kmart on Long Island
I
and
know.
bought all the socks we could. Just but so when we started, we were only selling other people's socks.
Okay.
Yeah.
John would be picking those, and then as we added people, they would help us pick. Now we make our own socks. We have our own line of Jay's socks. We have a strategic partner who makes those for us. The way we got in there was, you know, we started in December. It's now January of 2017, and we're learning nobody buys anything in January. They spend all their money at holiday.
That's right.
And we're trying to figure out what could we do to sell socks. That's when we discovered that people wear crazy socks to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. You would have thought we knew that ahead of time, but we're not.
I always figured that you did.
Oh my gosh, that's
'Cause
so
it just ties so much into Down syndrome.
We've read articles where people say that people wear crazy socks on that day because of John. But anyway,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, news to us.
we go looking for a Down syndrome themed sock.
Yeah.
Nobody. What'd you say?
I said I want to create one. I want to make one.
Said, make one.
Do it.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Oh, you
So
gotta fill it.
John designed the first World Down Syndrome sock. We got somebody to make it for us. And we called up the National Down Syndrome Society and said, listen, we're going to sell these socks and we're going to give you money from every pair we sell. And they said,
Oh, who are you?
who are you?
Yeah.
But that's,
That's awesome.
we have a whole line of Down syndrome awareness products and socks, autism awareness products and socks, and in an increasing line of, we call them J's, because everything is named after John.
Yes, John.
You don't see any Marks.
Yeah, that's Franco
J's
says the
on my
same
feet.
thing. Franco says the same thing. You don't see any Franco's Playhouse. It's all G's in this house.
Well, it's me.
Well,
So
we know that.
All over the place. It's Jay's.
As I'm sure your sons know that too.
J's and G's.
It's J's and G's in this podcast.
It's their world. We're just living in it.
That's right.
it's not
I'm
Fox.
sure your brothers know that, John.
We had an experience once. We had somebody in 2019. We had bootstrapped, so we were looking for some financing to keep us going.
Totally.
And we had this investor in, and after a very short period of time, just wanted him out of the building. Couldn't wait to get him out fast enough. But we had promised him a tour, and John was going to give him a tour. So as he's doing that, I interrupt to try to speed things along a bit. John looks at me and says, "Dad, we have to talk." And when the guy left, we went back to the office and John pointed at a poster on the wall and said, "Whose picture is that?" I said, "Yours." And then he held up something else with the logo. "Whose name is that?" "It's yours. Don't forget it. Don't ever interrupt my tour."
I got it. Oh, little diva. Yeah, we got a little diva. I know how that goes. That's awesome. You know what? Own it, brother. Own it. You built it. It's yours. You own it.
Well, there is another side. You started by talking about how John is inspirational. And in fact, that was the biggest surprise that we had, was the emotional response we got from people for a young man with Down syndrome starting a business.
Yes.
And today, we understand how important that is.
Yes, absolutely.
But Gigi, I want to let you in on a little secret about our inspiration. Here's your inspiration. We'll be driving someplace. I'm driving, he's in the passenger seat. What is he, 6 inches away from me? Text me, "Dad,
I'm
just
hungry."
fought."
Oh.
That's your inspiration.
That's the reason we do it.
That's right. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
John, that's so funny.
And by then you're probably going, yeah, I smelt
could
it.
tell.
I already knew.
Everyone in the car knows.
No.
No secrets, brother.
What is the 21-year-old Cliff? Franco said something about it, and I don't, maybe I should know this, but I don't.
I think you
Well,
do. know
I
what
do?
It is, but John, Mark, please
You're
explain.
just turning one, maybe you say. When you're in school, everything is right there in front of you. All your therapies, all your treatment, and for many people, it's their meals.
Yes.
It's baking. Once you turn 21, you're on your own.
Totally.
I mentioned before, you could live in a state where there are lots of programs. New York is one of them. You only need one advanced degree to figure out how to get
there.
that.
Right.
So it's really scary. And some of what happens, we didn't see this with John,
Right.
but his teachers warned us. Many students, they start acting up. They start kind of freaking out because all they've known is school.
Yeah.
And
Well, and they see the continuation of their siblings' lives going on to more school and going on to these careers and these other things that are readily available for them.
And the transition, nobody has quite figured out the transition yet. But that's the 21-year-old Cliff.
Got it. It's so, you know what? Once I said it, because I just saw it on my notes, I totally get it. And we see that at the playhouses all the time. We have, in fact, now here we are living. Where we are living right now. We are living amongst the first generation of individuals with Down syndrome living to retirement age. That wasn't happening before.
Yeah, this is, they say now that the life expectancy of a person with Down syndrome is around 60 years. I don't think anybody knows. Take John, and I don't know what Gigi went through, but that heart operation, they weren't doing that a few years before.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
My big view is we've made great strides on the medical front, and we've made great strides on the educational front. Oh, you get some variations.
Yeah.
The next challenge is this kind of triumvirate of jobs.
Yep. Housing. Yep.
How can John, how can Gigi, engage as full citizens in our society.
100%. And that's exactly, Gigi's just had their 20th year. So I just celebrated my 20th year. And I said, I am on a huge mission this year in my 21st year. I spent the last 20 years getting the individuals with Down syndrome ready for the world. And now it is time to get the world ready for them. That is a piece that we have to do. And it's exactly what you're talking about, is that's that housing, that's the jobs.
It's a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
We show, not tell, show what people with different abilities can do.
Yes.
We want to show that entrepreneurism is an option, but we want to show that jobs are an option. So when we speak with schools and parents and families or teachers, for them it's let's offer encouragement and inspiration.
Yeah.
But when we meet with policymakers and other employers, it's like, listen, hiring people with different abilities, it's not altruism.
Yes.
It's good business.
Absolutely.
I love that quote.
I used to think that we needed to create more jobs for people like John and Gigi. Things evolved. The jobs are out there. We just have to recognize that these folks can do them and do them well.
Absolutely.
Give them the chance to.
Yes. Realize their potential. 100%. 100%.
Right.
And I think what John is doing too has just been such an inspiration to so many families out there, and what you've done, of course, through Mark, and is such an inspiration to so many families, because not only can you see that people with Down syndrome can have careers and can work in certain industries, but at the same time they can also be entrepreneurs as well, and they could be the face of an organization, and people buy into that because they love to be able to see that people with Down syndrome have this potential, and with disability, any other disability, and have this ability to be able to work and to be able to provide valuable contributions to the world through their business. And I love that quote that you said, because it's not altruism. They have so many amazing skills that they could be able to provide in the workplace. And I saw your TED Talk about it. It's you were spot on in the fact that there's so many different holes that they could fill when it comes to their roles.
It's what you're doing with this podcast, and we're so grateful you invited us on. We do a lot of speaking engagements. And so, listen, to me, it's just John.
Yeah.
Right? But I think every time John or Gigi stands up in front of an audience, it changes people's minds of what's possible, what people can do. But sometimes it feels like hand-to-hand combat. You know, like
Yes.
we have a growing labor shortage in this country, and it's no quick fix. I do believe that will create opportunities for people with different abilities, and the companies that adapt first will have a competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
I could look at our situation. We run our own pick and pack warehouse. If you sell online, you got to be able to fulfill orders.
Yeah.
Many people outsource it. You know, we do it ourselves. What do we call our pickers?
Stock wranglers.
Stock wranglers.
Sock wranglers. Love it.
To fill those jobs, we have pulled from 3 labor pools. People with different abilities, moms. We schedule people in 4-hour shifts so that if you're a mom, and there's some dads in there, you can put your kid on the bus in the morning, come to work, pick your kid up in the afternoon.
Nice.
And then laborers who want to start at $16 an hour. By far, the best labor pool for us are people with different abilities. They want to be there, they're focused, they care about what they do a great job. So other businesses near us can't fill all their openings. We have a surplus.
That's awesome.
But it's not just small businesses like ours. You know, I use the example of this little software company out of Redmond, Washington. You've heard of them. So they're in fierce competition to hire technical people. They pick their heads up and say, how come we're not hiring more people on the autism spectrum? You know why. Because that person with autism may not look you in the eye in the interview.
Right.
May not give a firm handshake. What are you pretty smart people at Microsoft?
Yeah.
What does a firm handshake have to do with writing computer code?
That's right.
Nothing.
So they changed their hiring process. They now hire lots of people on the autism spectrum, and guess what? They have a competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
And it's so true. There's so many amazing skills. I mean, even looking into the side of Down syndrome as well. I mean, I've talked with so many, in being part of Gigi's for so long, I've had, and obviously with you guys too, you get the opportunity to be able to meet a lot of people with Down syndrome. And so we can see the value and the potential in them so much more than the world gets to, because that exposure is not as much there. But I mean, one of the things that always impresses me the most is just the job retention too. I mean, with so many individuals with Down syndrome, I mean, in the world we live in now, you get tired of what you're doing after 6 months. You're like, this isn't for me. You move on. And I feel like so many people with Down syndrome that I've met, they've been at their job for 18, 20 years.
And they're
they've
still
been doing
just
that since
as
they were
proud.
20 years old, and they love it. And they're so proud of what they do every day, and they bring that sense of pride every single day. And that's such a huge value that society's lacking nowadays. And that's one that, I mean, it can humble us all.
And we get to see, you know, we're fortunate. We've been able to visit a number of Gigi's Playhouses across the country. We're in Arizona and North Dakota, right?
Oh, very cool.
Here in Long Island, John participates with the Gigi's Place here in Long Island.
Oh, I love that Long Island location. And they're doing a huge build out over there.
And so we get to see some of the transition services, and we do things with these various groups. We just need more of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are definitely leading the way with that too. I mean, you said you have 22 employees right now working for you guys that have varying disabilities.
Awesome.
That's incredible. What is that process been like? I mean, when it comes to the hiring process?
So here's, you know, our entry level position is the sock wrangler.
Yes.
We don't, you know, first we don't start hiring when we have an opening.
Right.
So our first and most important pillar is inspiration and hope. Let's show the world what's possible. We're always creating content and sharing what we do, showing what people can do. We host tours. So we've had more than 2,000 people come through on tours, plus virtual tours now. We've had students from around the world.
That's awesome.
We host work groups that come in. We've had over 1,000 people in work groups come in. We work with local social service agencies. So by the time we have an opening, we have all these people that know what we do and how we operate, and they want to be there.
Yeah.
You have to, all we ask is that you be able to work on your own. Mom and dad can't be with you, coach. Got to be able to work on your own. You meet with John and me, we want you to know the story and our values and our mission. Then we'll train you. And it's our current sock wranglers that train the new ones. And you've trained lots of people, right?
Yeah, they did.
You like doing that?
I love it.
Yes.
I'm sure you got it down to a science, but
But then to get the job, you have to pass the sock wrangler test. You have to pick 6 orders in 20 minutes or less.
Oh.
Nothing strenuous.
Yeah.
Show us you do the job. And you know what? That's part of the dignity.
Absolutely.
Everybody who works with us, knows he or she earned that job.
Absolutely.
They belong there and they're contributing.
That's fantastic.
And it's been wonderful for us. And once we get you in the door, then we look to see what other skills and talents do you have that we can tap into.
Yeah. Because you see the potential. You know that there's growth there. You know, by believing in somebody, you help them grow. You help them believe in themselves. You build their confidence. That's what it's all about. We're so grateful. We're you know, what a blessing. Like I knew you had the business, but I knew that you did so much for charity, but it's really been awesome hearing your heart and your full purpose of why you do this. I know you've got the TED Talks out there. I know you're out there fighting for all of us, but I really feel it in your heart, and I'm so grateful that you shared with us today. Coming to that, you know, this is called A Little Something Extra, our podcast. What do you guys think is your A Little Something Extra? I think we'll start with John.
What's your extra?
I might something extra. Showing possible, show my colleague can do, and it's something extra. I can bring on joy.
Bring some joy. Huh?
Bring
like
joy,
being able to
brother.
bring joy and showing what your other employees can do and what
That's
you
right.
can do.
John,
That's so awesome.
John gets it.
Yes.
You know, here's an example or an anecdote. We do get elected officials coming through. Yesterday, we had a congressman come for a visit. One time, and frequently they bring proclamations, right? Photo opportunities. So the county executive had come in, and to his credit, he wanted to learn about the business and some of the issues. But he, at the end, he said, John, I have a proclamation for you. And he travels with an entourage. He said, stand over there, I want to read it to you. And John said, wait. And he got all his colleagues together.
Oh.
And Steve, the county executive, read the proclamation for John and handed it to John. And then John said, thank you, but this is really from my colleagues, and turned it over and handed it to them. And
Way
I'm
to go,
watching,
brother.
he knows, he gets it.
He gets it. Yep.
Be
That is
cool.
that is fantastic. Wow.
John's the man. He gets it.
What about you, Mark? What is your superpower there? What is your something extra?
Oh, I get to have fun, right? I'm old.
You're old.
I get to roll up 65 years of experience and live a dream,
Yeah.
right? We have no excuses. The way we run our operation, what we do, we can't blame it on headquarters. We can't blame it on the board. It's down to us.
Yeah.
Why not live the dream?
That's awesome. I love it, brother. I love it.
You guys are living the dream.
Yes. Well, Geech has her question. She
Yeah,
is like
Geech has
so
been looking
over
at
us
me,
right now.
and she's
She's been
like-
looking at us like, I've tried to talk 3 times and you've cut me off. That's a life. She's got three siblings. She's used to that. She's the youngest. That's what happens.
Yes.
All right. So wait, I have to tell you guys. So the other night, I'm sorry, Geech. I know. Sorry. It was
Cutting off for the 4th time.
here I go
I'm sure
again.
this is-
But I have to
she
tell you
loves
guys,
this.
the other night, Monday,
You, 1 minute.
Tuesday night, we walk into the kitchen and we see her busy writing away. She's got her computer up. She's looking.
No, my notebook.
Oh, your note. She has her notebook up. She's looking through her notebook, and she's on your webpage. She's on your social media. She was scouring, trying to learn everything about you guys. It was the sweetest thing. I have to say, I don't know that she's ever done that for another guest to the level that she did with you guys. I know things about you I never thought I knew that she taught me. So she's got some questions here from her own
Yes.
work and
There you
investigation.
go,
She
Gigi.
has
I
her
know
own
John
notebook right
is
there.
always doing his
Yeah.
research
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah, they do all the time.
Yes, you have to when you run a business. So go ahead,
Right,
Geech.
fire away.
My favorite Christmas song is a love song. What is your favorite?
What's your favorite socks?
My favorite stock is a down the room superhero stock with a cape in the back. I look closely at down the room superhero socks and my face on the sock.
He
Oh,
designed the superhero and put his face on. Gigi, what did you say were your favorite pair?
It's the a love sock.
the love
that
sock.
you guys have.
Okay, because we got to send you some of those.
Yeah.
What?
Because I have a boyfriend that I love him. So.
Oh.
Oh boy.
So she wants to be able to
Okay,
give him
well
a pair
maybe you
of
can get
socks.
John a girlfriend.
Then you guys can double date.
I was gonna say,
Okay, I'm single. I'm 27 and I am eligible.
And you're eligible.
Woo!
make your
All right.
pitch, brother. I gotta say, I feel like there's a lot of lucky ladies that
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be really lucky to have you
Yep.
as their boyfriend.
Single.
One thing, next few weeks, I'm gonna have the strings update because I'm being 28.
You're
Oh.
gonna be 28.
Woo! Well, happy birthday, brother. Happy
John, me
birthday.
and you are the same age, man. I didn't even realize that.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
thank
cool.
you.
So you're an eligible bachelor. Maybe next time that we get together, we can go out and I could wingman for you. Go out, be like, hey.
How you
Okay.
doing? This is my
So
friend John.
have you met John?
How's
And
your
I'll hold on
sock
to the
collection?
bail money. Gigi,
All
what
right.
other questions do you have?
I am famous just like you. Why is it being so cool?
What is it like being so cool and famous, John?
Life could be cool.
Yeah.
Every my life, in any manner I can be, it's gonna be my dream come true because that
Oh.
I always listen to my heart, and
Always listen.
and
to
I listened to my dad.
Well, let me ask you. Let's be careful about this famous thing. Don does get. We've been very fortunate with a lot of media attention. Social
I
media.
am famous.
So,
Of course you are.
Don
Yeah,
gets
you are.
stopped all the time.
Just ask
People
him.
Right? Do you like taking photos with people?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You're nice. You like me.
Is it too much of a responsibility, or is it cool to be able to, when you go to like conferences and when people see you, they're like, oh my gosh, it's John.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really
When
cool.
you're like, you get stopped in airports, you get stopped in the street.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes.
It's a cool thing.
Definitely likes it too. She
Yeah.
loves when people stroke her ego.
Yeah. Oh, yes. She had it yesterday. She had a blood draw, and it was one of her fans.
Yeah.
So she was very
social
excited
media.
about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Two men.
Two okay.
Sorry.
Multiple fans. There we go. Yeah.
She wrote so many questions,
Oh my-
so
yeah,
I,
so we're
and
just-
you guys
sorry.
answered them throughout the podcast. So I want to make sure she's hitting on the right ones.
Wait, I have one.
Okay, go.
What do you got?
John, we are both inspirations. What does it mean to you?
What does it mean to be an inspiration?
What is pretty motivates me that follow my heart, follow your dreams,
Awesome.
work hard.
Yep.
So you can do.
Woo!
Yeah.
Love it. All right.
Definitely important to make sure people know exactly how you achieve your dreams. That's that's how you can be an inspiration.
All right, quick. One more, Gigi.
Sorry.
I think the last one is the perfect one.
Okay.
Can I have some crazy socks?
He said they'll give you the love socks.
All right.
Ask your other
If
one.
you had one message to the world, what would it be?
If you had one message to the world, what would it be?
What's your
One
advice?
of the world.
What's your advice? You just,
I
You
give
just
them
gave it,
advice.
right?
I already did.
he's already given his advice, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to being an inspiration.
Maybe have some gratitude.
Yes. It's right.
What do you say are the keys to happiness?
Only matter is gratitude and do for others.
Yes, I'm with you, brother.
Live.
Golden
Yeah.
rule, brother. Golden rule.
The more we do for
Yes.
others, the better off we are.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We'll inspire the world to do the same.
Yes. Well, now I have a quick, Gigi does her tips, and we decided that this time we thought maybe doing tips because both John and Gigi are such inspirations and having a business about, can you give us maybe some of your tips on running a business, Gigi?
Do you say tips?
I did say tips.
Tips!
Woo! She's singing her tips. All right, Gigi, share them with us.
On running business, set your goals and stay focused on them.
Yes.
Be creative and organized. Build a strong team. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Pay attention to the little things. Be flexible.
Ooh.
Be open to change to new ideas. Try to stay positive even when it's hard.
Try to stay positive even when it's hard. That's a good one.
Is that it?
Yes.
So how do you end that? Those are my tips?
These are my tips of running a business.
Woo!
Awesome.
All right.
Gigi, what do you think of those tips, John? Do you think that they relate to the sock industry too?
I just get started, and I will have a good ease.
Yes.
A team.
A good
Absolutely.
team
It's
is everything.
important.
Well, clearly you guys have built a good team, and we are so grateful we're part of your fan club team. I can tell you that. Oh, yeah. And I saw you in the Generation G magazine. Thank you guys for that. So cool to have you representing with an ad. We love that. So not only was it an ad, it was an ad showing an entrepreneur who's running an amazing business, and just, we are so blessed, you guys. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Anything else but want to say before we go?
Where can people find us?
And you can find us at SeanCrazySocks.com.
John'sCrazySocks.com. You're going to get socks you love, that you get to express yourself. They're great socks, 30,000 5-star reviews.
Yeah, we do.
Woo!
When you buy us, you help us employ people with different abilities. You help us give back. Most of all, you help us
And spread happiness.
Woo! Well, you know, we need to talk too because we've got now 58 locations, Gigi's Playhouse locations across the country and in Mexico.
Wow.
58, brother. And you know what? We're opening in Vegas in March. I'm really excited about
Me
that.
too.
That'll be a fun one. Vegas, then Charleston,
Lancaster
then Lancaster, Portland,
and Simi Valley.
Simi Valley. So
Right,
we've got a.
we spoke at a fundraiser for the one in Portland.
Oh, did you really? Oh, that's awesome. Well, we gotta get together outside of this. I would love to get a Gigi sock, get them out there. Let's get these things. You know, we've got the Down syndrome socks, we got the John sock, we got the Love
Yep.
sock. Let's do a Gigi sock. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You are a blessing. Thank you for everything you're doing, not only for the Down syndrome community, not only for the disability community, but for the world, because you guys are really doing amazing things. You're breaking down barriers, and we are just so blessed to be friends with you guys and to be a part of this. We love you so much. So thank you guys, and we hope to have you back on again and to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.